Welcome to the richest camp draft ever staged in Australia, the Warringah Park World Championship Gold Buckle Camp Draft. It's 4 days of true traditional Aussie horsemanship. One rider, one horse and one cow. All you got to do is pick a cow out of the camp, get it out the gates, around the course and back through the gates. Sounds simple, doesn't it? This sport is a genuine Australian sport, and this week Australia's best camp drafters are all coming to Warringah Park, all vying for the $250,000 cash prize and the Warringah Park Gold Buckle. Get set to witness the fastest growing equine sport in Australia, camp drafting. Welcome to Outback Cowboys. Where else would you stage the biggest and best Australian camp draft ever? At Warringah Park, situated at Bawley Point on the coast of New South Wales. This week, this stunning equine facility has opened its gates for the Warringah Park World Championship Gold Buckle Camp Draft.
Something that Australia's been screaming out for the last 50 years. Been to the biggest events right throughout this nation, from Melbourne to Perth, Adelaide, and every major city in between with camp drafting and rodeo and karting events. And as I drove in here today, I've never seen anything in this country like it.
Australians love a good barbecue and they love their beef. But looking after these cattle is a big job. Somebody has to do it. For the Australian drover, it's all been done off the back of a horse. For these guys, a bad horse can make for a very long day in the saddle. Throw some bad cattle into the mix and you've got yourself a perfect training ground to become an elite camp drafter.
I've got 12 horses going down there. Got 5 of my own horses, and then I've got 7 clients' horses. 2 of Terry's and 2 I ride for Richard Bull, and Creamy Mare of Jane and Mal Kennedy's, Shakira Spin, another one of Jan Simmons.
This cowboy's droving 1,000 head of cattle an hour and a half south of Tamworth. He's also one of Australia's best camp drafting riders and trainers.
On the road is where you put the moles into them and get your basic foundation on them, get them tied, get them to where they want to work with you, not against you. Got a brake set up down here on the side of the road, down in the end of the tank. We've got 1,000 head, we've got them taped up in electric tape tonight. These cattle have been out for 3 months now, so they're pretty broke. We started them the first month with 2 tapes around them because there's a lot of young cattle, calves and that in them. We bring them back up and bump them up this trough and see if they want to lick there, and then put them back down in the yard.
You can't look after this many cattle on the road for 3 months without some help. Meet Troy's father-in-law, Doug.
Saladas on hay. This is it. Sometimes it doesn't happen. A bit busy. We moved them about 10 k's yesterday, but they walked out pretty well. Dogs are a fairly important part of the job. They can get to places that we can't, a lot quicker than we can. The thing is to get the right article, get the right dog and get the right horse. Better go. We've got cattle going the wrong way. Here. Come on, bud, hurry up!
This $1 million worth of livestock on the road are thirsty, and Troy's team are flat out.
Mate!
Carting a water truck at the moment because water's pretty sparse. There's not much water along the roads. Things have been so dry for a long time.
This way, mate, we want to put it this way. I've got another guy, Lumbee, he does a bit of casual work for me. He drives a water truck. Got to stand there and sort of gradually let the cattle drink, otherwise they'll all just come in and smash the trough. The waters aren't that great on the stock routes at the moment. A lot of people say it's a dry, so I've seen it for bloody 50, 60, 70 years. All that mountain range country back up there, it's like renowned for 34, 36-inch rainfall. Last 2 years it's been the driest it's ever been through there. Like, flat out over 40 inches for the last 2 years. We're probably really only still out here because we've got a water truck. At the moment it's a pretty precious commodity. People in the city that get their beef and lamb from Woolworths and places like that, they don't realise how tough the farmers are actually doing it at the moment. There's a route ranger, I'm probably going to be in trouble.
Today, some of Troy's cattle were giving him grief.
Oh, just a typical driving day, mate. everything that can go wrong would go wrong. Cattle got in old mate's paddock down there, and I got through his shitty ass fence and in on his front lawn and run around there. Old mate come out with his dog and let his dog out, and that made it worse for a bit, but anyway, we got him off his lawn and got him out of there. It's sort of practice for your horses, Matt. It's just getting the basics on them so when you do start training on them at home, they've had the miles put underneath them, they're worked down, they're tired. Every horse needs a lot of wet saddle blankets and a lot of riding, and this is a pretty good job for it. Bring them out, you'll give them a month, 6 weeks, sort of ride them to a set of shoes, fall off them, and then give them a spell and change them over and bring some other ones out.
Just another great day on the road.
The Willinga Park Gold Buckle Championship draft, it's by far the biggest draft in Australia now, like, with $100,000 purse to the winner. And a buckle designed in America with GIS buckles. It's valued at $8,000, and Johnny Mitchell commented it's probably the nicest buckle he's ever seen. So he's probably won over 100 buckles. So whoever's wearing it at the end of the event will be pretty stoked and probably be the envy of every camp draft in the country, I'd say. Good luck to all my fellow competitors, especially you, Midget Miles. You'll need it.
After droving this many cattle all week, Troy should be a favourite for the gold buckle.
The camp drafters, the Cowboys, love these belt buckles. I don't know how they do their shoes up with them. That's why they have pull-on boots, I guess.
I'm really embarrassed to wear this one now.
Hey, you got to win this first.
Oh no, it's going to be a fair task. They've sent all these grubs out from America here to try and beat us.
This bloke over here could win this. This is Peter Kaminsky.
I don't have a favourite. You can't have favourites in the sport because the cattle will make a fool of everyone.
This week, we will all witness some amazing horsemen and women who have trained these horses to perfection. Some of them have now turned their day job of droving into a sport. In the old days, they competed for pride. Nowadays, it's pride and big money, and everybody wants a piece of the action.
When you reach the highest level there is, you have had all the ups and downs. You've experienced everything, good and bad, and you still get so excited if you get to win a buckle that's beautiful.
And you can't have a camp draft without cattle and the fellas who deliver them.
How we going, Ralph? We haven't got all day, you know.
After the break, we meet Wal.
Well, I don't normally swear. I don't swear in front of the wife or the children. I try not to anyway. The dogs cop it.